Hey everyone, how are you? And we're back again for more tennis instruction so that way you can play amazing. And I'm back with another question, or an answer actually, from your questions. And one of those questions is, how do I improve my footwork? And so that's not something that's easy to answer in a question. That's why we're going to do a demonstration. Because we're going to do some footwork drills, but I'm going to tell you right now that nothing really makes up for really just learning how to move your feet during the point. And why? Because the point's unpredictable. When you're doing these drills now that we're going to do, it's very measured, you know what's coming, but in the point you don't always know what's coming. Maybe the ball's going to be close to you, you're going to have to adjust your feet to get around it. Maybe you're going to, get a funny bounce, all those different things. So we're going to talk about first, footwork drills that will help us to get better footwork, and second, how do we adjust and use some methods to adjust during the point when the ball doesn't come where we think it's going to come or we get jammed or rushed. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so the first drill we're going to do is called a figure 8 drill. Why? Because we're doing a figure 8. Not that difficult to figure out. So what we're going to do is weave in and out of the ball in the figure 8. It's not a 4 or a 3 or a 2 or a 1, it's an 8. And how we're going to do that is utilize these short steps, like so, okay? So it's tiny short steps that are so important in tennis. I cannot emphasize this enough. You need these short steps. You know why? Because it allows you to adjust to the ball. So if you're taking big steps to the ball, that's not tennis. Tennis is precision. You have to have these tiny steps so you can adjust to the ball or the wind or whatever is happening. One thing that's so important, my dad always said, you win with your feet. And I think any coach would agree with that. In tennis, you win with your feet. If you're out of position, you cannot win. So this drill is quite simple. You're gonna just go ahead and put in some time, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, however much time you'd like to use, and get those feet moving, get used to those short steps. So you're gonna weave in and out, and then reverse. So you can also do this with a friend. And someone can yell stop or change direction, or you can just decide to change direction on your own. And then you've done the drill. So you should feel that in your legs. If your legs are not in tennis shape, they will start to get in shape after the figure 8 drill. Do 3 sets of 15, 20, 30 seconds. And you're going to start to feel what it feels like to get those feet moving. Our next drill is going to be the line drill. I always like to have a racket in my hand in these drills. You do not have to have one, but I'm just going to show you what it feels like without a racket and some with a racket. So just use a line, any line. Sometimes I will use also the doubles alley, so we'll work our way over there. And you just use this line and make sure you're stepping over the line. So you don't want lazy feet. We want to lift those feet. And you just get in and over the line and get those feet moving. Afterwards, you can also go side to side. And you can go forwards and backwards. It's another great drill to get your feet moving forward, backwards, and laterally, which are all realities of tennis. You gotta go forward, you gotta go backwards, you gotta move in diagonals. So you wanna be able to do all of that. Okay, so next is a drill. It's a little more advanced, but anyone can still do it to work on their footwork. And this drill is to work on controlling the point with your forehand. Now, as I've said in other videos, you want your forehand to be your biggest shot along with your serve. If it is not, you should try to work your way there. The forehand has so much more leverage, more power and ability to control the point than the backhand. So even if you don't have a great forehand, it doesn't matter, it's still a great drill. And you can do this by yourself, and you can also do this with a ball with someone feeding you. Today we're just going to do it by ourselves with no feed. We're just going to shadow swing. So what you're going to do is work on going from an inside out forehand, stepping in, get around the ball and back to the middle, and then to a regular forehand in the forehand court, get around the ball, and back to the middle. So you can imagine in a point, it would be set up like this. You might get around, and then you'll run to the forehand, and then you get back. So in reality, that's what it would look like in a match. But here we're working on our footwork and working even harder on those shorter steps, so that way we can exaggerate these movements so it becomes muscle memory. So we're gonna hit the forehand, get through, get around the ball, hit the forehand, get around the ball. So what you're gonna notice, and the reason why we do this with our racket and swinging too, tennis is a unique sport. You're using your whole body. So you're gonna start to experience fatigue, and the first thing that's gonna go when you're tired are your legs. So if you don't have your legs, and when you get tired, you're gonna lose your technique. So what's important is to continue to keep that same great technique. If you're not sure how to hit a forehand or a backhand, go check out those videos. Keep that technique while you're working through and working your feet, because that's gonna be so important that you don't fall apart when you get tired, and these drills will help you not only build up footwork, but also build performance. And last but not least, I'm gonna show you one bonus tip on how to do some footwork if you are in a defensive position. So I'll show you what my dad taught me, and I'll show you what other people usually learn. So I was always taught to turn my hips. So if I have a ball coming at me and you're having to move backwards, I always just turned my hips. Problem solved. But what a lot of people are teaching and what a lot of people do is you kind of load on your back hip and you step backwards to absorb that shot. So what you would do in this drill is that you step back and you hit. So if you're right-handed, you'll use your right leg to step backwards, and as you hit, you step backwards with the left leg, okay? If you want to use my method, you just get back and turn, but it's still the same thing. The turn, you can still see that I'm landing on that left leg backwards. Same thing on the backhand. Step back with the left, land on the right. Step back with the left, land on the right, Richard Williams style, step back, turn, it's the same thing. Okay, so then wonderful drill here, back, forehand, back, back, backhand, get back, back, forehand, get back, back, backhand, get back. So when you're a more advanced player, you're gonna experience moments where someone's pushing you back because they're hitting deep balls. And one of the goals in tennis is to hit deep so you can't be attacked. The shorter balls, people can attack and come in. So when you're playing a more experienced opponent, you're gonna wanna be able to take that defense and make it an offense. So this is a great opportunity for you to learn how to do that. Okay, so there you have it, a few footwork drills. They're gonna help you to get your footwork better in preparation for your shots. And a bonus for you advanced players on how to turn a defensive situation into offense just with your footwork. I hope you enjoyed this. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you'd like to see. Got it for you. I probably know a thing or two about the game. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.